conventional education system has the electives, that is professional electives or some open elective courses. Now, where some elective courses, what we usually followed is the elective courses are usually selected by the concerned faculty members rather than the students' selections. In most of the colleges, this is a pattern. So, what is happening practically is the students are not able to get their knowledge on the domain where is practically going on. That means practically it is working on some field, whereas the student will learn in another field. So on this is cases, there was a drawback also in the education system that the all the electives could not be taught by a concerned faculty members, or it is a difficult task for each and every to accommodate. So in order to learn this all the educational courses through an platform that we will call this development of MOOC courses have been produced or developed. So what is your MOOC courses means? It is a massive open online course which is aimed to learn the for the unlimited participation of the participants, and it is open access to all through your internet. So this is because the internet section internet become as a very common for everyone one and all. Now it is very easy to share the information through the online. So based upon that online sessions or online platforms, a massive open online course was developed, which we usually called it as a MOOC course. So generally, we all know what are the in real time world. There are several MOOC courses will be developed by different members like Coursera and Udacity and EDX. So what these platforms will do is generally they will take these video lectures or that is old form of teaching only, but it was expressed in terms of your video lectures. Instead of rather than using open platform, they used to take the video lectures. Now these MOOC courses also has been implemented in additional. This is not an extra case, but this is also becomes an additional to the traditional course materials. So that means for example, if a student wants to learn a course where some topic has been missed on that a particular day, when we used to ask the teacher was already busy with their engaged schedules. So in order to get that revised to that class, so that is not possible in the traditional form of education. So these video lectures will helps to them to revise at whatever the particular point, and also able to understand or raise a doubt whenever they are not able to understand through that class. So this is a gradually video lectures has been extended or presented an online platform. So generally video lectures in our colleges is also possible that we will keep to our students only, where our students will follow generally and they will ask the doubts concern the subject either in every session of the class. But this is somewhat extent to that concept that these videos are put it on a domain where all other people can access through it, not only the students, those who are registered through that website or any platform, so they can able to access it, so they can understand, not so that they can access you anytime, so that there will be a rapport between all the teachers, students and professors and all the other communicative fields of your education. So these MOOCs provide then interactive user environment, so that they want whenever they want to access that concept they can access. If they have they can, if they want to access the concerned faculty, they are so able to access that faculty through your assessments. So like this will become an additional to the traditional form of your teachings. So here also, this is MOOCs are generally widely research developed in interaction, and generally it was first introduced in 2008, but it was in the 2008 it was not much popular, but in the year of 2012 these MOOC courses have become some maximum demand. That means they have become very popular, and almost every platform uses this that is MOOC courses, and where this called as the year of the MOOC. So now what this MOOC courses that is will do, that means the first major operation of through MOOC courses is the creativity and openness. So in this concept of creativity and openness, the user or the platform or the designer or the teacher, whoever utilizes this or designs this course, this will becomes depends upon the creativity of the concerned designer or the teacher. So based upon the creativity of the or the design of the course, and this course is open to all the students or all the eternities, those who want to access his or her course. So this leads to the development, and if he improves the efficiency of the consent, both the designer or the teacher as well as the user or the learner. So this will increase the creativity and openness, so that if more number of people are ready to access, so that they can ask more and more clearness or doubts, so that they can share the more information among themselves, which leads to the development of the designing of course, as well as the improvements of the efficiency of the also learners. And the next objective is to share the contents. So to share whatever the objective or for a defined course, this can be shared to many number of peoples, so that the information that is persistent for a particular course can be known to all, so that they can gain the vast amount of knowledge, and wherever we can put the corrections necessary wherever you want. And the next objective of this is MOOC courses no limitations. See, it is not the course who wants to join, since it is an online, it is developed on online platform, there will be a no limitations of the students, right? So that many number of people can access your course or design structure, and they can get they can go through your course design or structure, and they can access your assessments also. So these are the now what are the objectives of your MOOC courses is, the first objective is to widen access to higher education for millions of people and enhance the quality of life. See, where we usually what happens is, when we are in a teaching field eternity, sometimes we need to improve our quality of the skills. So in that platform, if we are not ready to leave our profession and not going to join in this case, so for that purpose these book courses will help us to improve our knowledge, and so that it improves our career also, and contributing to the democratization of higher education. See, since in your case, in your olden form, tradition form of your education, the material or whatever the preparation, prepared accessories of a concerned subject is restricted with their concerned teachers only. The contribution to this other people levels are very slower, and even almost we can say in for some subjects it is almost nil. So if we take certain subjects, which is even today, we cannot obtain the concerned materials concerned to our university syllabus. This is not possible at all. That is only some restricted access is also is there. So by using these MOOC courses, we can democratize, means we can access, or we can put to many number of students or people who want to access even after lecturers, who can wants to access this concerned material, which helps the improvisation of knowledge for them, and in this improvement of their higher education also. And next one is the to access complete courses offered by universities all over the world. So some courses will happens to the distance educations. In previous generations, there is no value for your distance educations, but nowadays the distance education is becoming slightly popularly, because the most probably all the top universities are offering it, so that their certification is also validated. So in that case of your case, these MOOC courses are very helpful to complete the courses so that the certification is validated, which improves our career. And also, it increases access to an extraordinary number of courses offered by universities all over the world. So what happens is, if the universities are handling or the colleges are handling this kind of MOOC courses individually, so that many number of people come to recognize the universities courses, or the among more number of courses what they are offering in their college level. That means they get reputation, as well as with your publicity. We can say it as a publicity by offering this kind of MOOC courses. And therefore, one is that to open up quality higher educations. So along with this publicity and this, so this university can gain some popularity, and therefore their accreditation can be improved, so that ultimately they can provide the quality higher education for a wide range of your audience, or I can say simply the students. So now history, when it comes to the development of your MOOC course, so generally it was launched in 2008, which was first called it as Connectivism and Connective Knowledge. So that is which was created by the educators Stephen Downers and George Simmons, which was developed for a credit course at the University of Manitoba, which is Canada. So this is the first, and later on it gives the importance in the year of 2012. So coming to this, how uses of your MOOC courses. The problem with this MOOC courses is, in case the MOOC courses does not have any curriculum. So this can be a self-directed course. That means the designer, according to the designer knowledge or interest or domain, this course can be developed. So this course may be developed on a particular topic, or particular unit, or particular section of your subject. So it may cover the entire your curriculum, it may not cover your entire the curriculum. So since it is the it can be a self directed, and based upon that course it does not limit the number of participants. That means it can access more number of participants. So the number of teachers or instructors can also participate, because the main aim is to gain the knowledge or to attain the certain goal. So the development of your course is to gain certain amount of knowledge from their concept or from their subject. So this is the main objective of developing of MOOC courses. And also, these MOOC courses can also be created by the students discussing the certain chapters of the subject in order to improve their learning. So the next is, this is your course. This is massive open online course. Now coming to this first letter as the massive. What is massive means the number of people joined in this large number. Whether the number may be 100,000 or 10,000, even the 1 lakh. So this is more course. And O stands for the open. So whether the course is open registration, that means freely registration, or it has some registration fees. If it is a open registration or or a certain paid registration. Now what about the content? Whether the content is open content for all those who are registered, that means content is complete content or partial content, and whether the content is available for free of charge, or you are providing the content for affordable price. So this is what your open line demand. That means open, that is called whether, what about the registration. So if you are registered a user, whether the registration is paid registration or open registration. If it is a open registration, what about the material you are going to share? That is, for the material is you are providing is free of charge or affordable. Next one is online. So here online means real time interaction. That means whatever the class, and we are really interacted with the users, or the local cohorts means that we can use through your chat box. So that is a real time interaction. Next one is the course. This course is very important. That is because it should be a time limited case. So whether the course is self-paced. Self-paced means whether the course is designed by themselves or it belongs to a curriculum. So that means whether the course you design is related to your curriculum of university or it is a self-designed course. Now, if the course is there, there must be a starting points and the limiting points. So that means the course has to be specified with the starting and end dates. So for what rate you have designed for the course? So this course is designed for the university or the college. If this is a college, whether it is having the college credits, this course has the college credits or not, or it is giving an badges. Instead of your foreign universities, they are providing the badges. So now the next one in the providing of the course, what is the role of the instructor? So that nearly need the instruction does really need, or by providing the material itself, the learner can able to read or not. So that means while designing the course, all these factors must be come into the picture. That is learning community. So that means it depends upon the course. If it is whether the course is designed for a specific concerned community people or a specific it is able to access by all. And next one is assessments, right? So after completion of course, so how you are going to the find out the ratings of the learners through your assessments. So whether the assessments are given by using scripted assessments or through your feedback. So this is what your MOOC course will be defined. That is M stands for massive, which is whether the large number, and O stands for open, where it decides the content of the material, and online, O stands again for online, how the interaction process will be done through the online process between the course instructor as well as the learners. And finally the C stands for the course, where it designs the end and starting points of the course, to whom this course was designed, and whether what is the value of that course, whether it is a credits or in the badges. And the next one is whether this course is really needed by the instructor. That means whether that is video lectures or whether the instructor is needed to provide the feedback. And finally, whether the course has been met with its corresponding course objectives or outcomes, which is accessed through years scripted assessments. And what is your targeted community for developing of the course, because all the courses does not meet with all the audiences. For example, a pharmaceutical course does not required for an engineering student. Certain courses is useful for all the community. For example, a course for English language is useful for all the eternity or faculty eternity or student eternity, whereas the course designed for a particular engineering or a particular pharmacy all does not require, so all the targeted audience must be restricted to the pharmacy or engineering. So this is how the course was designed. Finally, these MOOCs was closely extended to your C MOOC courses to the X MOOC. X stands for extended and C stands for content or consentive. So now C MOOC is generally focus on community and connections. That means C is a common where it can intend more number of people to be involved in this MOOC courses. So that means it is a general content where more number of people can able to share, come and involve in this course. Whereas X is an extension of your particular course, which depends upon the particular eternity of people, that is called focus on scalability. And the next one is the types of MOOCs. As in the previous slide, we see it that is multiple conceptions are there of the platform seem to have the emerged. So mostly two different types can be differentiated. That is C MOOC and the X MOOC, that is extension and this. Now in this X MOOC or extended MOOC course, where the learners share the ideas, but there is only one instructor on the discussion. That means One, everyone can share their knowledge or their ideas or the information, but there is a presence of instructor there. So the instructor will arrange or coordinate between the various participants or learners. CMOOC course means here the learners itself control their own learning and they create their own goal. So here the learners are not assessed or tested whether they have met the outcomes that they were aiming at. Because in this CMOOC course, what happens is a group of people are come together to join in the particular course. There, in that, they will discuss their different views or opinions, and therefore, using that, they can find out the problems. So now, these CMOOC courses are based on principles from connectivity pedagogy. Now, what is connectivity pedagogy means? Here it is a relatively new learning theory that suggests students should combine thoughts, theories, and general information in a useful manner. That means here there is no pre-selected problem. That means there will be a generalized concept will be given. Overall, that generalized concept, the students who are involved in this course, they will go on discussions. So by using their thoughts, theories, and their information obtained from other sources, using that all these three things they will put into the discussions. Now, where that discussions are taken out and using the technology, so that discussions are right make it into as an a problematic. That means they will decide the problem by using this variable through various process of discussions. So this is particularly type of course is useful for in problem decisions or problem solving or decision making problems. So that means these particular MOOC courses are especially useful for problem at the stage where problem solving and decision making ideologies are to be worked out. That means they will be worked out not in the present situation, they will be worked on the future of year rather than the present. That is called feed forwarding. So there this process will work only on the ideologies. There is no pre-selected target for them. So they will just discuss a common problem. Overall the discussions they find out what should be done. So what will be for they will find out the problem, and for that problem they will find out the try to find out the solutions. So these problems is targeted for the future learning, not from the present situation. Now, this type of structure is very, or CMOOC course is very collaborate on the case of here are useful in the joint projects. So that means when you use a large kind of projects, this type of course can be useful. Now the researchers has been carried out their suggestions that these courses will better support collaborative dialogue and knowledge building. So by utilizing these courses, right? So this will support collaborative dialogue and knowledge building. And next one is the extended MOOCs. So here, this is an example in the case of extended MOOCs. This is an example for the traditional course structure. That means it is fixed to a particular domain. For example, if you are it is your course, for example, artificial intelligence. In your artificial intelligence, then this course is restricted for the CSE, EC, or any engineering, but it is cannot be helpful to here the pharmaceutical peoples that don't prefer it. So that means this is an extend which is an extension version. So they are characterized the specified aim of completing the course, obtaining certain knowledge certification of the subject matter. So this is purely related to the concerned departments or concerned domains where the certification is also possible. Now, by using this present typically with a cleared specified syllabus. In this common CMOOC course, there is no specification of your syllabus. They just to go on, the syllabus will be framed based upon their discussions. Whereas in the extended MOOC course, this syllabus, or that means the entire structure will be predefined. So the predefined structures will be the syllabus will be predefined, and those predefined lectures will be carried out After listening those lectures, that self-test should be taken. But here in this case, what this is now all this becomes are CMOOCs are converted into the presently that is extended MOOC services. That means now everything it is an paid subscriptions. Now whenever you go for the Coursera or whatever it may be, the that is EDX or Udemy, what you take the different case, then now these extended courses it becomes as converted. Initially they are CMOOC course, but now they are converted into extended MOOC course with your paid subscription. That means we need to pay some amount of fee for there to learn their concerned syllabus, where to get the and also to certified it. But their certification has a validation so throughout various levels. Now the instructor is the expert provider of knowledge in the development of extended MOOC course. There will be an instructor who is an expert provider of the knowledge, and there will be a student interactions with that instructor. So but these interactions are limited. So at and interactions can be done at whenever the students is not able to move on, that means struck at a particular point, then only we can able to access this assistance from the instructor. So this is about the CMOOC course and the extended MOOC course. Now in the designing of your extended MOOC course, there are some structural fields there, that is called instructional design. So in the case of MOOC courses, generally we follow the video lectures which are employing the old form of teaching but with a new technology. So, because of massive enrollments in the domain of MOOC courses, there will be a large enrollment of different domains. So now the very thing is instructional design that should be done to provide or facilitate the feedback and interaction. So that means if there is no instructional design, there will be the feedback is not at proper level. So the to design to make the instructional design for a particular course, there will be a two basic approaches will be there. So peer review and group collaboration. So that means the course has been designed, so whether they will go for one to one persons that and they will take the feedback, or a group of collaborations will be done between various members to get or to get any modifications of your syllabus or if you are or the course content. So otherwise another one is automated feedback through objective or online assessments, example quizzes and exams. So here most of the cases which we call swayam nptel we generally used to follow, because it is only swayam nptel one of the MOOC courses provider for free content, but only for examination they are collecting a nominal fee. Whereas other courses, it will be Coursera like Coursera or EDX. There will be a nominal of year 20,000 to 30,000, depending upon the course duration and the content of the course. Whereas this Swayam NPTEL is the only thing which is developed by the IITians. Now they will can provide only the free, but a nominal fee should be taken for the examination fees. So now here through that examination, that means automatic feedback through objective online assessments will be done. So-called connectivist MOOCs rely on the former approach. That means C MOOCs rely on the former, that is peer review mechanism, whereas broadcast MOOCs, that is your video lectures, or in the that is extended MOOCs, that will be taken here the automated feedback. So that means extended MOOCs implement the automated feedback mechanisms, whereas the CMOOCs will be provided with the peer review mechanisms. So the most difficult task in your development of MOOC course is the assessment. So whether the assessment of a learner can be done either through online or through offline. So this is a very difficult task or for a learner. So therefore, there should be a special attention has been provided for the to take care of your online version of your exams. Now, in this case, peer review is often based upon sample answers or rubrics. So instead of giving this marks, Now it was converted into the grading system. So that grading system is developed based upon the peer review mechanisms. So in these peer review mechanisms, some sample answers will be given for a question. So these questions, according to the selection of your questions, some rubrics will be awarded. So these awarded rubrics, they will be taken as an average, and so that they will put in a gradings. So therefore they will be more useful for the course, so that the course designer can know to up to what extent the learner can understand the course. So if it is not difficult, he can change, the designer can change the course content. So exams may be proctored at regional testing centers. So here, this in this also, after this online, we may conduct in this method also offline mechanisms at selected centers. Now another method of here is assigning mentors to students. That is another interaction enhancing technique. So this process is somewhat little bit difficult task, and only few course domains are implementing, but majority of the courses are implementing through offline exams, are implementing in different cases. Now, there are some MOOCs providers which are in the worldwide, that is Coursera, edX, UDCT, so peer-to-peer university, so open to study. These are the some of your MOOCs providers with throughout your worldwide. So the next one is a MOOCs providers in India level, that is Swayam, EPG, Patashala. And national MOOCs coordinators are UGC, NPTEL, NCRT, and Consortium for Educational Communications, IGNO, NUS, and ISC Bangalore. So these are your national level MOOCs coordinators which are present in your India, so which provides the MOOC courses. So this is the facilitator, that is the stakeholders, that is role and responsibilities. The stakeholders are teachers or the designers, and the and also the learners. So the teachers facilitate. Now they create content, able to have to create the content and the course, and for what they define the course, whether any prerequisites are to be learned or known. And the next one is the start, how to, when to start and when to close. And then next one is assistance to be given to the learners, and then is about the exam preparations. And what about the role of the learners is enroll for the course, study the course, interact with the teachers, and appear in exam. And finally, after clearing the exams, we can able to get the certifications or the credits of the course. Sometimes in your case, we can get the badges also. So this is about the responsibilities of the stakeholders of the facilitator, where the teachers and the learners are used. And next one is the strengths of the MOOCs and the weakness of the MOOCs. So that is free, quality, and cooperation, and no formal requirements, and it provides, gives the opportunity for many number of people to self-design the course. So next one is the weaknesses of MOOC courses is it is a non-accreditation, so lack of motivation. So this is non-accreditation means many of the universities or many of the colleges had doesn't implement these MOOC courses. Till this now it is universities are converting some of their final years is into a MOOC courses, but still a few years back, no one knows about these MOOC courses. So the next one is the lack of motivation. So this is a very weakness of MOOC courses is if it feels tough for a learner, he loses his interest, and therefore he cannot continue further this. And next one is unreliable grading system. And this one course of the one different universities will have the different grading systems. So this is a very little bit difficult task, and the high iteration. So which means that it creates an in very what kind of environment is unsatisfactory environment over the course. That means if a learner does not makes, that means if gets bored with a concerned course, he or the learner does not always interactively attend the course, and it makes the enemy, almost it makes the enemy of the course. That means the learner hates this course because of its various instruction or various toughness of the course. The advantages is since the some of the courses are uh, open source, so we cannot make pay the tuition fees. Since it is open access, these top level professors from the schools or the colleges that we can able to access them, so that we can get the more communication between various domains of your various at various levels. Next one is open courses for all interested regardless of the location, so resulting in a more diverse student base. So in this case, students can collaborate with their peers from different parts of the world. These are the some of your advantages of your MOOC courses, and the disadvantages is they make it easy for students to drop out because it is a self-learned. So there is no instructor for them to be there. So it is a self-learned. So more the learner will be initially interested at the beginning level, and while doing the assessments, most of the students are not able to understand their concepts. So if they are failed to do the assessments, and if the student fails for failing of doing one assessment at all, now it will create uneasiness to the learner, therefore the students may drop out. So, and moreover, most do not provide active feedback due to large number of students. See that if I want to struggle with a particular session of your particular topic, so the instructor will be presented there. So the interaction to be done through the either mailing or chat box. So if I keep any mail on this, it gets after a few days of reply. Sorry, after a few because MOOCs provided self-directed learning. And next one is technical problems, and the next one is limited real-world engagement. The next one is the issues and problems with the courses and its developers. Now, which is a feedback will becomes an essential part in language teaching and learning, right? And has become one of the most controversial issues and potential challenges. So generally, we are going to be implementing peer-to-peer assessments only, but none of the major MOOC providers. The problem with these MOOC providers is they never train any educational instructional design, or they never follow any university curriculum. Now they are following it. Previously, they don't for they won't self they design their own syllabus and they will put the content. But now the MOOCs are tied up with the particular universities and they are designing their MOOC courses based upon their university's curriculum. Now, in regarding to the courses, all the students in a MOOC learn the same topic at the same time. So, which appears to be a common defining characteristics of all MOOCs. They have a single, but the problem is they have the single and unchanging instructor throughout the course. So, this makes boring and uninteresting sometimes. So this is somewhat your problem with your courses and its developers. The next one is the courses are defined which have a finite beginning and an end which restricts the thinking of the students and leaves no scope for the students to ponder on the topic and research on. Now the courses are defined which have a finite beginning. So no part this means here the thinking of the students and leave no scope for the students. That means the courses are well defined. So therefore, the student has to restrict its knowledge level according to the syllabus pattern only. So this is one of your problems. And next one is some of the courses are there that is ESP, that is English for specific courses and MOOC courses. So therefore, there are also another courses also there which are provided by the MOOCs, that is called English for specific courses, just like IELTS, like this. So therefore, in that ESP courses, the number of participants are very less. The number of participants are very less and insignificant in numbers. So there are some courses which are particular language skills. That means the English courses are also present in this MOOC courses, which usually develops on the skills like writing or reading. But most of them require participants basic or intermediate proficiency. Here the problem is there will be some prerequisites in developing of this content course. So online language courses have normally focused on written skills, dealing mainly with vocabulary acquisition and grammatical practice. So and limiting the activities included to reading comprehension. Now here, while you are going for the English for specific course, generally these courses are defined from the how to write, dealing with mainly with vocabulary, pronunciation, grammaticals. This is what English courses will design. Here anyone can be participated in this domain, but the problem is the number of people joined in this course will be very poor, very little numbers. So this is what will happen for your some courses. And now, open production and interaction, both in their written and oral form, have remained the least practiced and explored competences in computer assisted language learning. So, here, while we convert into your computer based programming test, this will become least practiced sessions. And next one, when we go for, let us take the case study of a particular MOOC course called Coursera. Now, when we observe a particular MOOC course of Coursera, which is very widely popular platform, which will provide different languages, and there are 69 universities as partners with this Coursera. Now, this is providing a also along with this Coursera is all providing the flipped classroom opportunity. So now using this Coursera platform and other MOOC platforms, it just to justify their status by promoting curriculum that are equivalent to campus based courses. Now the Coursera is the first thing to collaborate with the universities, and they are doing the university curriculums, and they are making also providing a called a content called the flipped classroom, so that other platforms also trying to focus on their content delivery, and they are trying to modify their way of teaching or way of participating this. Now these courses are also having two kinds of participants, that is MOOC participants are of two type. One, those who pay the tuition fee, that is called a Byju's tuition center like we have. They will also pay the tuition fees, and those who are only non-interactive cases, that means those who pay the tuition fee or they pay the campus based students, they are able to interact with them. So whereas the non-tuition non-paying of the tuition fees, they are only able to listen the class and they can do the exercises. So this is when you are going to the MOOCs change of case. Now these MOOCs has introduced overall that is 328 different courses from 62 universities in 17 countries, right? So this is 2 point nearly approximately 2.9 million users are there, but now it is increased to 10 million users. This is the information years 2030. Now it is from now around the 9 years since after COVID, this has been increased more, and it is approximately reached the target of 10 to 11 million users. Now, so here when you see it, various states and student origins are defined. So majority the courses offered is taken from mathematics, science and business, and it is engineering sections and information technology and arts and humanities. So when this designing of this course, that is a this course, there is a methodologies and there are some challenges to implement this course content. So MOOC's methodology and its implications, that it depends upon the number of enrollments. If your course enrollment is very tough, so that what happens, enrollment will be higher, but what will happen is at the end of the stage of the course, very few people will reach at the end of the course. Many of them will be dropped out. So if that case happens, there is no use of developing such a course, because no few people only for passing the case. In certain courses, to activate, there must be some minimum and maximum number of year participation of the students, so for certain courses only. So here, next is content-based MOOCs and connectivist MOOCs will be there. So C MOOCs emphasizing learning in networks developed informally, where learners are part of creating course content. So in this case of developing of connectivist MOOCs or C MOOCs, now what will happen? There will be a general content will be provided. So according to the learner's ideology or for ideology, the course content can be developed by the designer or developer. But whereas an XMOOC user one mere higher education, this is just like an in a one step level of your higher education, where the schools or colleges will really involved in developing the courses. So the drawback of the MOOCs case is massive dropout rates, because this has become very tough for them, where because of their rate is massive scale, where therefore their development of the courses must be an innovative process. Next one is the most teaching methods used by the Coursera cases is very old and outdated pedagogy or outdated methodology. So when you open your Coursera or whatever it may be, they used to just old methodology of taking video lectures with the new technology. That's all. There are no more extra or additional or innovative methods to teach them. So if this happens in the Coursera designs, after later stages, the MOOC courses will also be removed. That means they're of no use. So, and also these MOOC courses which are developing it, they are ignored and open educational resources which are taken from the IICT or UGC. Some courses will be there which are offered to the learners. They can able to modify these resources. They are able to modify these resources and what showcase. Next, the process of motivating students is complex in any educational settings. So, and the next one is teachers and course designers must balance pedagogical issues that deal with the students' preconceptions and prior knowledge, and the effect of experience on the students' self efficiency and attitudes. Now, this means what? Sorry. This means what? They will give it socializing activities. So therefore, some courses can be developed based upon the social activities. The next one is the assessment. So the most difficult task we already there. So here we will use the multiple forms of assessments that are authenticated and continuous. So just like in assessments could be formative techniques, that is during just like what will happen in the class activities. So one of the key components of engaging students in the assessment of their own learning is providing them with descriptive feedback as they learn. So here what will why we use go for the descriptive feedback is most of the students will never will go into the will enroll and they will listen, but they are unable to provide what they learn. So if we and they we can able to access them either in two ways. One is your MCQ, that is based on is a descriptive or objective or descriptive. But the most thing we can affordable is the descriptive feedback system, so that we can access easily that how much amount of knowledge or percentage of the knowledge they have gained from the course. So this is the assessment levels. So finally, we can take this despite many facts of fear, uh, the many advantages along with the disadvantages of MOOC courses. But nowadays, these MOOC courses have been playing a very predominant role in order to have the most efficient knowledge gaining system or the media or the platform through also various universities we can access it. So it becomes as a one of the major area for us to gain the knowledge and to learn very effective methodologies or of your learning processing systems. Thank you.